What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Basic Series Lana, the Ravishing Russian. Now here we have Lana in the packaging. You can see a really gorgeous image of Lana on the side. It does say her name right here, and she is part of the Divas division. She's not technically a wrestler, but she is still a diva, so why not? And there's a train in the background, sorry about that. But anyway, recreate the action of the WWE. Other figures of this line include John Cena, Kevin Owens, The Undertaker, Bayley, Stardust, Lana, Bat News Barrett, Edge, Fandango, and Paul Orndorff. Contents of this is one figure, and the train is really close by. But enough about the packaging. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get this Russian out of the box, and we'll go on to the rest of her review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Lana posing out of the packaging. Now let's get a good 360 of her. Really excited I was able to track Lana down. Divas do seem to be a little hard to come by in my area, and thankfully I was able to find Lana. This is actually the second time I found her. The first time I passed on her, unfortunately, and, well, you know, I kind of regret it, but I found her now. This is actually her second release. She did have a release wearing red, which I would have preferred the red attire, but, you know, maybe down the road. At least now I have Lana. But here we have her in the packaging. Now, let's actually go on to some of her details. Now, if we can get a zoom in on the face, you can see that her eyes aren't quite painted exactly aligned. That's even made more prevalent when you're looking at her straight on. This is actually the best paint job I found. The other Lanas had the eyes just really off-centered and just outrageous, and I even passed on one with a tile belt because the right eye seemed to have been painted slightly off. If you turn her head, it's not that noticeable, but if you're looking at her from a straight-on view, yeah, you can tell that the eyes are off-centered, which is a little unfortunate, and yes, it is a reoccurring problem with Lana. I don't know if Mattel will fix it or not, but we have to assume they will, hopefully. You can see they did paint her necklace. The buttons appear to be painted on. They're not sculpted in any way that I can feel. No, they're just painted on. The buttons on her cuffs are actually sculpted and painted. And then she's not wearing anything besides a skirt, and then you do have her high heels. Something I will point out about Lana is that most of this is a rubber overlay. You can see, you can actually pull and tug on this. It's actually a rubber overlay, same with the skirt. My only problem is that Lana's skirt seems to be a little long. In real life, Lana's skirt actually is much shorter than this, but because it's a toy and they have to mass produce it to children, I don't see, or I can fully understand why they extended the length of her skirt, and it's fully justifiable in my opinion, because, you know, they are a toy company aiming these at children, and what kind of mother will want to buy their child a doll with a skirt, or an action figure with a skirt like barely existent? But anyway, here we have Lana, and interesting enough, she doesn't have all the articulation most divas have. I'll get into that right now. She does have a bulge in her head. She can look up, down, left and right. She can also tilt her head side to side. Now let's actually show you some side to side movement. Arms on a bulge and go out. Do a full 360. She bends at the elbow and spins at the elbow. So no bicep swivel. Everything is done here at the elbow. She also spins at the wrist, and she has a fist hand and a grasping hand, which looks like it's molded together, so that's interesting. But anyway, unlike most diva figures, she does not have a torso cut, so she doesn't have an ab crunch at all. She does have a waist swivel, and as you would assume, the skirt does get in the way of her articulation, but not much. Her legs still go forward and back. They go out, but as you can see, if you try moving them too far out, the skirt will just bring them back in. So that's something to be aware of, that you're not going to get too many dynamic poses with Lana. She has a thigh swivel, single jointed at the knee. No kind of swivel at the foot, but she does have an ankle hinge. And you know what? My Lana's feet are... It looks like her feet are the wrong ones. I'm not imagining that, am I? That it looks like her feet are on the wrong legs, basically. Like, this looks like a right foot, this looks like a left foot, but it just looks that way. I don't know why. Like I said, they're two different feet, but I feel like maybe they are wrong. They might be. I think they are. I don't know, I'll have to check and take a look at that, but she does have a hinge ankle and everything you need. And that's really surprising. I really hope that I don't have to go in and perform surgery on my own figure. That might be the case, actually, which, you know, getting her to stand is quite a problem. Let's actually zoom the camera out, because she is on heels. But once you get her standing, she'll stand perfectly fine. But right now, what I'm going to do is take a little break, move on to my final thoughts, and actually check out her feet. See if those are the way it's supposed to be. So sit tight, guys, and we'll move on to my final thoughts. So here we have Lana posed for my final thoughts, and after doing a little bit of research, the feet are correct. It just looks wrong. I don't know why. The feet look wrong to me, but that's just me. But anyway, I really do like this figure. The only problem I have with it are the heels. I know Lana wears heels, but heels on action figures don't necessarily work all too well, because it's a pain getting them to stand. Once they're standing, that's fine, but, you know, it's really easy to knock them over because their feet aren't flat. Something I would like to point out is that Lana is actually on the taller side of figures. She's like a full head size taller than Bailey, and I just want to see something. If you were to stand Bailey on her toes, she's still shorter than Lana, so I don't know if Lana's supposed to be that tall. If you guys know, let me know, because she seems a little tall to me. But she is Russian after all. But anyway, if you can find Lana in stores, I really recommend you pick her up, especially if you were unfortunate and missed out on her first release. Just be aware that the heels will make it hard to stand, and if you have a loose ankle like mine does right here, that will make it even harder for her to stand. But once you get her to stand, she'll stand just fine. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I'm King of Dragons. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you think of Lana, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.